My name is Lisa Shoshani Anderson, and I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer at the age of 28 in June of 2021. I was also 14 weeks pregnant at the time of diagnosis. The way they were able to diagnose me was atypical. It was through an abnormal result of a non-invasive prenatal test that you take to determine if your fetus or baby has any chromosomal abnormalities. And my test returned with a strange result they had never seen before, and follow up on further testing with an MRI, and it was determined that I had stage 4 colon cancer with mets to my liver. After that, everything in my life changed. Being pregnant and having cancer is an experience I wouldn't want to wish on anyone. It was double of everything, double the emotional distress, the physical distress. I had 10 rounds of FOLFOX chemotherapy while I was pregnant, and I also had a number of procedures. I gave birth about 2.5 months ago to my daughter, Nessia. Nessia is a Hebrew word meaning miracle, because it's a miracle that I was able to stay pregnant throughout my treatment and to carry a child almost to term and have a healthy baby. And also a miracle that my pregnancy in itself is what allowed my diagnosis at that stage. She's now almost 3 months old, and she is the light of my life. She is my joy and my everything, and I can't imagine life without her. I'm still doing chemo. I'm on FOLFIRI now, and I'm working towards being able to have a liver resection, hopefully within the next 3 to 4 months. I can't help but think of all of the things that lie ahead in my life and my daughter's life, and I hope to God that everything works out and that the doctors are telling me the truth about it being potentially a curable cancer. I know I'm one of the lucky ones, and some days I feel it and some days I don't. But one thing that this cancer journey has taught me is that you learn lessons even when you don't want to. You learn the lesson of how to talk to people with illness, of how to be sympathetic towards others, of how to be strong in your own body and your own mind. That's my daughter in the background, if you can hear her fussing. It's really, though cancer is something I wouldn't wish on anyone, and I hope that in my lifetime we can, if not eliminate, at least severely reduce the instance of colon cancer, particularly in young people, which is on the rise, unfortunately. It also is a very precious experience to me. It's taught me a lot. Another lesson I've learned is that when things get difficult, you really can find joy and solace in the smallest things, like a bird feeder outside your window or your daily cup of tea. And those are the things that have keeping me going this whole time. You learn who is close to you, who values you, who's going to be there for you. But I do think most importantly, you learn how to be there for other people. A lot of people don't know how to talk about illness and sickness and death. And though you may wish you hadn't learned how to talk about those things, the inevitable part of being a stage 4 cancer patient is that you do. And in turn, you're able to speak to people who may need someone who knows how to look at those things, illness, sickness, death, in a realistic way. And you can be there for others. I'm still going on my journey, and I hope that it all turns out well. It's hard to know how it's going to go when you're in the middle of it, but even though this cancer is something so awful, something I never thought would happen to me, in a weird way, I'm also grateful.